Zephaniah chapter 3 and 5. The just Yahweh is in the midst thereof, he will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgments to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Alright, yes. Back at you with another lesson. Yo, Ratazar. This one is on a little bit of judgments. Deadly hot air balloon crash. So the Most High is bringing his judgments. He's getting creative with his judgments. You know, these are surgical strike. So we're going to catch up on this news outlet here. ABC News. So we're going to give our praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah, Kwadash, double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to all the sincere Akim. And the house of David is rising, Kwam Yahshuala. Let's check out this.
Other major news on this Saturday night, the deadly hot air balloon accident in New Mexico, the basket slamming into power lines, separating from the balloon, the basket then plunging 100 feet to the ground and catching fire. The deflated balloon falling slowly through the sky, landing on a house. No one survived. ABC's Zareen Shah is on the scene in Albuquerque.
Tonight, New Mexico officials searching for answers after this hot air balloon crash in Albuquerque, killing all 5 on board, including the pilot. The country's deadliest hot air balloon accident in 5 years.
We have a fire to where I believe a hot air balloon crashed over at Central and Esther.
This frantic sight early this morning as eyewitnesses rushed to the scene.
They're on that side!
Josh Perez witnessing the basket of the balloon crashing to the ground after it hit a power line.
They hit the electrical pole. Oh my God!
According to eyewitnesses, the gondola hitting a power line, crashing onto a roadway and catching fire.
There's no fire extinguisher anywhere.
Yeah, but bring it! Hurry, bring it!
I hit the line high up, rode the line a little to the west, and then eventually the gondola crashed into the roadway.
The balloon itself floating in the sky and later located over a mile away on top of a house. The crash also knocking out power to the area, temporarily impacting more than 13,000 customers. Tonight, the NTSB joining the FAA and state and local officials to try and determine what made this hot air balloon hit that power line and crash.
So there you have it, man. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. Yes, let me read that precept again. Zephaniah. Yeah, he's in the midst thereof. Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning does he bring his judgments to light. So this is every morning. You know, we don't always hear about the judgments, but we know there's a lot popping off that's on mainstream, you know, not to mention the ones that you don't hear about with the ones that we're hearing about is the heat waves at the moment. You know, people are dying of heat stroke, the condo deaths, the building that collapsed. Many things are coming out about that, you know. So-called conspiracy theories are coming out. Why did it collapse? 110 people still missing and saying about 11 people dead. So the answers are in the scriptures. We're not asking questions, but many people want answers. There's a precept for that. Proverbs 28 and 5 says, evil men understand not judgments, but they that seek Yahweh thy power understand all things. Yes, so the answers are in the precepts, man. You know, via the holy scriptures. How you going to get to know? You're going to have to listen. Eventually you're going to have to come and listen to the prophets, the Hebrew Israelites. Not the black Hebrew Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, the prophets that you're well aware of now, by now. See them all over the world, you know. Not to mention on all the main, on the online, which is becoming more and more mainstream, you know, more popular than a lot of these so-called news outlets, you know, the YouTube and the social medias. So you can't, you know, you cannot avoid the prophets unless you want to, but stuffing cotton wool in your ears, man. So yes, we have the answers via the scriptures. Romans 2 and 11 says, for there is no respect of persons with Yahweh. Yeah, it said 5 people died. He ended up hitting on one of those power lines, and about 13,000 people out of power right now. And the pilot also died. You know, the pilot who steers the air balloon. So that's all 5 people was taken out, gone back to the spirit world. You know, that's a judgment from on high, man. There is no respect of persons. Romans chapter 2 in 11. So they've gone back to the spirit world to receive their judgment, their sentence from on high. Why? Here's an answer in one of the precepts in Psalms 37 and 28 says, For the Lord, or Yahweh, loveth judgments, and forsaketh not his saints. He loveth judgments. Right? They are preserved forever. The saints are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The seed of the wicked shall be cut off. Because the Lord, or Yahweh, he loveth judgments. Because it brings you back up to the spirit world to face him. A so-called black man. And you're going to be in front of that throne, getting your sentence from someone you can't stand. You know, his children down here on earth. So-called black people that you don't like. So he loveth judgments, and right now he's calling a lot of you back up there to the spirit world. Yes. Let's read Proverbs 28 and 5. Evil man understand not judgments, but they that seek Yahweh thy power understand all things. Because this is where you're going to get the answers from. I had to read that one again. It's the only way you're going to get the true answers, because you know the news and the newscasters and the news readers and the news writers don't give you the answers. They just give you the news. We give you the news, and we give you the root of the matter. Judgment from on high. We're giving you the answers. So you can't say you don't know, you haven't been warned. Here's a precept to back that one up. In Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people have not be afraid? That's your warning. That's the sirens going off. Things are happening. Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh thy power have not done it? Yes. So Yahweh, he's the one that's bringing all these judgments to the forefront, and you're hearing it and you're getting the answers. So just to hit them precepts, man, because you know what? There's so much going on. Shootings as well. There's a rise of shootings. You know, the summer shootings. And a lot of young people are being took back to the spirit world. Young people, we're talking about young. You're talking about 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, babies. And shootouts. Just getting caught up in the crossfire. In, you might call it some of those gang shootouts. You know, getting back. And there's another thing happening now. A trend that's happening now. People are getting road rage, and they're just coming out of their cars and just opening fire on anybody, any victims, children again, women, just coming out of their cars with a mad road rage, as they call it, and just opening up on people. So that's all judgments. Not to mention people getting thrown on train lines, just spirits that are created for vengeance. People a demon jumps on them, and they just go up to anybody, in a lot of cases women, and throwing them in the middle of train lines, bringing them back to the spirit world. That's some more judgments. So here's the time. This is the time we're living in, man. Prophecies are coming forward and rolling out and popping off like popcorn. 1 Peter and 3:12. This is the times we're living in. For the eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. Right. The eyes are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of Yahweh is against them that do evil. Yes, he's against them that do evil. That's why you're hearing of these judgments all around the world. Some surgical strikes. We can bring this one out in Amos 9 and 8 to back up the other precept. Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh thy power are upon the sinful kingdom, and he will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that he will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh. Right, that's the point I wanted. His eyes are upon the sinful kingdom. Judgments going out, going forward. And this is a very creative judgment, this one here, where, yeah, the air balloon, and they don't understand why. Well, we just read it, man, in Proverbs, man. You know, we just read it. We could read it again to end of the video. Let's bring this one out. This makes this it makes a good point here for you to understand why these judgments are taking place in Malachi 3 and 5. And it says, and I will come near to you to judgments, and I will be swift, a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hirelings. Who are the hirelings, man? The slaves, so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and so-called Mexicans. All Yahshua Allah's people, the so-called, you know, people that are despised and hated. Yeah? So his eyes, the judgments, I will be swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, against false swearers. So he's against all those people, right? And against those that oppress. And who are the oppressors right now? The E's right now, and they're being brought forward, man. They soon get their sentence right now too. They soon get their sentence. Right now they're fugitives in the earth, still free to, and they're doing the oppressing. Still free, walking around the earth doing wickedness, you know, but they're wanted, you know. There's a bounty on their head. But Yahuwah, when they come back, when he comes back, he's going to seek you out, and he's going to destroy all the wicked. Yeah, the E's and all the Goyim. Yeah, all the other nations too. And you're going to be slaves, you're going to put shackles on you, and you're going to be working to your fingers to the bone. And it's all in the scripts. The answers are all in the scripts, as it says here in Malachi 3 and 5. And he's against those who oppress the hirelings and his wages, the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Mexicans, so-called Negroes and Mexicans and Native Americans, right, which are known as the Yahshua Allah, the Israelites, who are despised on the earth. So there are going to be judgments upon you who oppress those people. Yeah, it's no secret. And the widow and the fatherless boy, yeah, the widow and the fatherless boy also, they're the children of Yahshua Allah, that turn aside this and that turn aside the stranger from his right, and fear not me, saith Yahweh of hosts. Because you don't fear Yahweh. Yeah, you Christians ignorant to call him God, and you and Jesus. Yeah, which their names are Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. You understand? He saves, Yahweh Shai, he saves, he delivers, and Yahweh, he is. Yeah, he's all things. So he's going to come back, he's going to pursue you, all you fugitives, he's going to shackle you, and that's what he's doing now. He's making his judgments be known all around throughout the earth, man. And this is just one example of the air balloon that nobody don't know why it went down. Nobody don't know. We just read it. Let's read off this last precept and we'll end off the video. People like to understand why things are happening. Do you really want to understand when you hear it from so-called black people? Do you really want to accept it? You don't really want to accept it, but you know what? That time coming where you can run, but you can't hide. Proverbs 28 and 5 says, evil men understand not judgments, but they that seek Yahweh understand all things. Kala Yahweh Bashim Shai. This is just one example of the judgments that are going forward. I brought that example out because it is a different, very creative, and Most High Yahweh Shai is getting creative with his angels, doing all the judgments throughout the earth, man. And we know they're always busy. The messengers of Yahweh thy power, vengeance, spirits that are created for vengeance. So, Tawada to Yahweh Shimon Shai for giving me the spirit to do this video. And the house of David is rising, and everything the wicked have done to us, past, present, and future, is falling upon their own head.